Hi everybody, welcome to Q&A 17th of March I put 2017, I better fix that up. I'll go in and do that right now. It's a bit of an embarrassment. Let's see if I can go in and edit that. I don't know if I can. I'm obviously thinking of last year rather than this year, so let's hide that. Okay, welcome to Q&A 17th of March 2018. I've got that right. I've done it right in the heading, just not in my agenda. Today's Q&A is about questions that were raised in the group and how I can answer them. Now, I did ask that you actually write questions, but I just had a poll and people asked about what they were interested in. I wrote a couple of down and a few people added more in, but I didn't get any actual questions. So if you're joining in while this Q&A is on, or if you think of them overnight, I'll be doing this again in the morning. For me, it's 10:30 at night in Australia on Saturday, but I will be back on my Sunday morning, which will be your Saturday afternoon, if you're in the US or the UK, to answer any more questions that you might have about this. So you get the opportunity, if you think I didn't answer the questions, to ask about that, and I'll be able to fix up the day. So the first question that was asked and the one that got the most comments was Zapier, and people asking about what do you use Zapier for. That's what I'm going to presume you've asked for because, as I said, no questions. Zapier, like IFTTT, both of which got votes, is about automating processes using a third-party software, which is what Zapier is. Zapier is both a free and a paid product, and it allows you to automate from one social media site to another social media site, from PayPal to ActiveCampaign, from ActiveCampaign to something else. It's very handy for linking up softwares that are usually paid. So if you have ActiveCampaign as an example, PayPal, and a number of different other sites and products that you use, you really need Zapier. So, as I said, I don't know what you want to know about Zapier. I just had votes for it, but it's an incredibly powerful tool. Sitting down and mapping out what you want to do is really easy in Zapier. It allows you to see what you need. So let me see if I will get this up for you and just show you how Zapier works, and you get an idea of just what options you have when you have Zapier. As I said, it's both free and paid. I'm currently using the free version because I am not using Zapier as much. I actually concentrate on IFTTT at the moment because I'm creating a product about it. So that's where my priority is. But I'll just share my screen and you'll be able to see what your options are with Zapier and then be able to make a decision or decide if this is the product for you, or if you are not quite ready to do something like this. Zapier is really good for the fact that you can really get in and get much more detail than you can with a free product like IFTTT. I believe in keeping things simple, which is another reason why I prefer IFTTT, but that's not to say that Zapier doesn't have some incredibly powerful places to be. Okay, so I'm just going to add my screen up here, and I will make it solo, so that's all you see on the screen. So this is Zapier. You simply pick an app to explore workflow ideas. So if you wanted to do something with Google Sheets, if you want to do something with MailChimp, Google Calendar, Trello, Twitter, there's a whole heap of them in here. You can see where it is a premium product. And that then means, of course, that you have to pay for it. So if you wanted to, if you wanted to have something on your Google Calendar from something that's happening in Calendly, let's see if we've got Calendly here. Let's play around with it. So Google Calendars, and it comes up with some ideas of what you can use Google Calendar for. Similar to the way IFTTT does, it allows you to do it. So here's a great example. So if you wanted to get an email reminder 1 hour before a calendar event happens, I live and die by my Google Calendar. Everything that I need to do goes in there, so that if anybody's trying to book an appointment with me, it all connects into my Google Calendar. Whether I use Calendly, whether I use Survey, whether I have people asking me to join into something, it all comes in through this. So making sure that you've got access to, making sure that you get reminders of some sort allows you to be more in control. Now, if you're an email person, this is perfect because it'll send you an email reminder. You can share your Instagram photos to Facebook. You can wish your clients a happy birthday. As I said, there's heaps of possible in there, and it allows you to find the most popular zaps for Google Calendar. Let's go and use one zap. We don't know what to send from my Google Calendar. As I said, you can have Active Campaign linked in. You can have Google send emails from Gmail. And the reason it's picking up on Active Campaign is that I've used Active Campaign when I was paying for this, and that allows you to see what's happening. Okay, so... okay, then here's one that maybe you would like to use, which is append a Google Calendar meeting info into a Google Doc. So to use this app, really, really simple. Just waiting for it to load. Okay, so it's just saying that you want to, and one of the things I do really like about Zapier is it actually allows you to see what you're getting yourself into. Sometimes with IFTTT, you have to get it all set up before you find out exactly what it does. This allows you to see what you need. So you just create this app. And when it triggers a specific time before an event starts, and what Google Calendar account do I want to use, and always test when you're setting up a Zap to make sure that everything is still connected. Set up a calendar, so then it's knocking on my Google Calendar, and I've got a number of different calendars in here. And that's my main one. And you've got some advanced options so that you can set up how far before the event you want to trigger, how many minutes. So if you wanted a reminder 45 minutes beforehand or whatever, you could also do it only if it included certain hashtags or search terms, so that it gives you that option. And continue. And then it will test it will fetch an existing one. So it will fetch and continue. And I can view my attempt if I wanted to have a look at this. Continue. And append the text to my document. And then it's asked me to test that I've got Google Docs still. As I said, it's very, very intuitive in that it sets it out step by step. If you don't know how to do something, if you're not connected to do something, it will put something in. So it's looking for, I'll just put it into one of my untitled documents, and because like many of us, I've created something, and continue. So it's going to put it into there and send my test. And finish, and my Zap is completed. So, and then you have the option of turning it on or off. And that's done with the free version. So if you are interested in checking out Zapier, go and have a play in it. One of the things I always recommend for everybody who's a part of a Business Automation 101 is that you go and test things, play around with it, see what happens. So that's Zapier. If you've got any questions about it, if you want to know what your options are, ask in the comments below, and I'll help you with that in my next one. Okay, so the next thing that was on the agenda was Facebook Lives. Again, I'm not sure what the question was, but I do Facebook Lives every day. You all know that. I do them into my group. I do them into various other groups, and also onto my timeline and onto pages. And I simply use BeLive TV to do all of my Facebook Lives. I'll give you a look at the background behind this so that you can see what I do, and I'll give you an idea of how I set up my Facebook Lives every day. So just let me share this screen with you. And I love BeLive TV. There are some limitations to BeLive TV. I'm not denying that in any possible way. The reason why I do like it is that it's all on my desktop. On my desktop, you're able to see what I want to do. I can see your reactions. I can see any comments that come in, and I can choose what you get to see. So I'm just going to bring up that screen and show you this. And this is my BeLive background. This is the what is living in my on my screen as I'm doing a Facebook Live, as I'm doing with this one now. And as you can see, BeLive TV allows me to have to share my screen. So at the moment I have I'm only showing my BeLive TV. That's what you can see over here. I have the options of changing the what you see. So if I wanted to show you everything that's up on my screen, and as you know, I've got the Zapier thing showing, I might choose to drop that down. So that's not showing at the moment because I don't want to share anything from it. If I was choosing to have it show up, when I add it into the broadcast, I have various ways of displaying it. So I can display it this way. I can display it that way. I'll just go through all the different ways that I use. This one, and this one is used mainly if you're going to have 3 people on the screen with you. I've done three ways, 3-way interviews, and also if you're demonstrating something in the middle, you also have this option, this one, and that one. Now you can also share from your screen, and you can choose if I wanted to share from my desktop screen, I can choose to share from my entire screen. I have 2 windows, so you should be able to. No, I'm just showing you application. Let me cancel that and cancel that. So I'm just showing you what's available there. So that's the screen. I'll drop this one down. And I will drop. It's just playing up at the moment for some reason, probably because, I know why. I'll just bring everything back down into the thing. Same as always with all software, if it plays up in any way, it is a bit annoying. So I'm just bringing this back in, and I should be able to make that solo. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now it's just simply showing what's on my Facebook screen that I'm sharing, and I have this option, and I can this allows me to show other ones if I wanted to. So this is how easy it is to create a Facebook Live for me. I use BeLive TV. Other people are using Zoom, and that was another question that was asked. How I set up for my Facebook Lives, I have the option with BeLive TV to either set up a broadcast, a solo one, or an interview. There's 3 options that you can choose from. I can share. I can choose to invite people into the group and to drop in and talk to me. There's nobody watching at the moment, but I could add you in if you were. The other thing I can also do is schedule it, so that's what I did with this one. It was happening at 10:30 tonight, and this is what's showing up. Just let me grab a glass of water. And how I prepare for my Facebook Lives, I do a couple of basic things. I have a backdrop that I'm now using, and I spared no expense with this. I found quite a pretty picture, I thought, for $25, and I bought it. I have lighting. Again, $15 or $20 for a couple of lamps that give the lighting that I like, and I have a microphone that my son bought me for my birthday, which is around about $100, and that allows me to do my Facebook Lives every day without any issues. Some of the things I do in advance is occasionally set up an agenda, and you can see that displaying on the screen. So that's got the comments that I want to show. And I'm able to show and hide them as they come up, and I can move them around as I choose to. I usually only do an agenda when I'm doing something like a Q&A, or if I'm doing a demonstration on a product and I want to be able to make sure I get all my points done. That's how I set it up. Because I do daily ones, I'm just used to thinking of something that's happened today, of something that's come up in the group, an interesting post that I've seen, a question that I've seen in another group that I think I can answer here, an email that's been sent to me. I use my Facebook Lives as an opportunity to talk about my business and talk about my products. One of the things that I'm using in this Q&A is talking about my membership site. And there'll be a link after this video is finished into the group itself, allowing you to purchase it. It's $4.95 a month. That's all at the moment, and you get access to all the base parts of my of all the products that I create, and that will continue on. Every time I create a new product, you'll get the entry-level product as part of your membership. There's also webinars that I'll be setting up, exclusive and free products that are available just within the membership. They used to be put into the group, but I'll be still putting some into the group, but the majority of them will be available in the membership. I'm creating a community that exists away from Facebook. That's not to say that I plan to move away from Facebook, but it's about creating a place where you go to talk and meet with me. Group will still say and be as important as it always has been, but there'll just be one central place where you can find everything that you've purchased from me. So that's what I use my Facebook Lives about. I also can use them into other groups. Be Live TV allows me to post into any group that I am a manager for, I'm an admin for. So whether I've created or whether somebody has given me access, and of course to all my pages and to my timeline. So that's how I use my Facebook Lives. So if you've got any other questions about Facebook Lives, let me know and I'll talk about them. Okay, so let's go back to sharing this screen. So I'll drop this down and you're back with me, and I'll drop that one down. And I'm just going to go back to the group and have that displayed for you and bring that back into the broadcast and send that one down. So you're back just with me. Okay, so that's my Facebook Lives, and that's one of the reasons why I do Facebook Lives. I'm coming up on my year anniversary. I started this because I was told continually, you need to do videos, Tanya, and I kept refusing to do them. It was a self-image thing. It was a confidence thing. It was a I don't want to wear makeup all the time thing. I came up with every possible reason as to why not to do a Facebook Live or to do any sort of video. It was too hard. It was too problematic. It was too much editing. It was. And they were all just barriers that I allowed to be a reason why I didn't have to do it. And then finally I went, I've just got to do one and then see if I can do a second one, and then I can do a third one. And I know my own limitations. I knew that if I made it once a week, I'd miss a week. Something would come up, I'd be unwell, I'd use it as another barrier or a reason for not to do something. So I made it that I had to do a Facebook Live every single day. And I've done it. Sometimes they're late in my night, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as the sun isn't shining, it's still the same day. And I do my daily Facebook Lives, and I'll keep on doing them because I get a great deal of pleasure out of them, and they don't take me a lot of time. My Facebook Lives are usually the majority of them are 5 to 10 minutes. They're just dropping some information into the group, making them available, or they're longer because it's something like the Q&As, which I intend to keep on doing if I get enough interest from Business Automation 101. So you need to say, yes, Tanya, we want these. Please do more of them. And if I don't, then I'll keep to the short. This is some information I think you need to know, and I'll keep on doing that. So that's my Facebook Lives. Any more questions you have, please drop them down below and I'll answer them tomorrow. So let's move on to the next agenda item, and that was Calendly. And there was just a question about what is Calendly. I think that might have been what it was, or how do I use it? I am in the process of moving away from Calendly. I have a product that I use called Survey, and it allows me to both book appointments but also do surveys for everybody who watches my videos. So because that wasn't being asked about, I will talk about Calendly. And it's the same as any other appointment booking. If you're going to be online and you're going to work in different time zones, or even in the same time zone, I've run into it this week where people are talking about it's EST, but currently the majority of the US is in daylight saving time, which is a different time than the one that they're saying. Because when you live in the country, you say it's 10:30, but for anybody who's currently watching, if you're not in Australia, it's not 10:30. It's probably around about, let me have a quick look and see what time it is in the rest of the world. So it is, how interesting, I've lost my times for the rest of the world. I don't know why it's done that. My settings have dropped out. I have on my calendar for looking on my PC, I normally have a setting that shows me what time it is in the US and elsewhere, but for some reason it's not showing. Of course it's not, because I'm live, and it's a given thing that whatever happens, it will always do that. Calendly allows you for free for 3, I think, events, and paid it's $10 or $15 a month. As I said, I'm getting away from it, so I'm about to end my subscription, but I'm just making sure that I don't have any pages with links back to an appointment that will then be broken. So my VA and I are currently doing an audit just to make sure that it's all done, and we'll get that done. And once that's done, then Calendar I will use Survey in future. Excuse me while I grab a drink of water. Being online and being able to talk to people by having a calendar type application means you can book it, send them a reminder, make sure that they get emails if you've set it up that way, again, to remind them, so that you're not wasting time and you're not wasting your customer or your client's times by not turning up at the same time. I remember about 2 years ago, I was interviewing somebody, and she knew I was in Australia. I knew she was in the US. So I said to her, let's meet Tuesday, knowing that that would be my Wednesday. So I turned up on her Wednesday. She'd actually logged in the day before and hadn't sent me a message, which was a little bit annoying, because if she'd sent me a message, I would have been online. So we had both thought that we were meeting in each other's time zones, and we totally missed each other. If we'd booked an appointment through something like Calendly, that wouldn't have happened. Another powerful feature of most calendar type applications is that they convert for daylight saving time. Same as your Google Calendar. If you've set it up, it will actually tell you that daylight saving is ending in Australia. So if you were to book a call with me through Calendly or through Survey, the system would know that if you're booking it in April, the times will change, because daylight saving will have finished in Australia. So if you're booking an appointment today at 10:30 for me, in 4 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time, do we go forward or we go back? I think we go forward. 10:30 would be 11:30, or 10:30 would be 9:30. I can never remember which is the right way to go. Automation working for you, rather than you having to go, exactly as I just did. In 4 weeks' time, it'll be back or forth. So am I home by 9:30? I haven't got a regular appointment on at 9:30, or do I really want to be up till 11:30 at night? The system does it for you. You can simply go in and set the times that you're available, the slots that are available for you, and you tell the system, this is when I can have appointments. And Calendly and Survey, and there's a couple of other products that do it, Acuity, they will set it up for you. So getting a program like Calendly, Survey, Acuity, whatever you like, because each one has a different look and feel. So it's what you're most comfortable with. And that's always my credo, my way of thinking with regards to any sort of business automation. I can show you ideas of how to do things, and then you match them to the software that you like. So what I can do in Survey, I may not be able to do in Calendly, but I might be able to find something else that does something similar. So you'd have to combine two things. Survey allows me to do it all in one. Every one of these calendar type programs, booking type programs are designed to help you. So if you're spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to use them, then they may not be the right program for you. Both Calendly and Survey work really, really well together. Work really, really well in that they're fairly simple to set up. You don't need to be a rocket science and have a doctor's surgeon's degree to be able to understand how to set it up. So invest in Calendly, invest in Survey, invest in whatever you want to do. And by invest, I mean you need to spend time just making sure you've got it right. But once you have, use it to its fullest ability for you. And I've used Calendly for many years now. It's just that I've found a superior product in my mind. You may not agree. That's the point of what business automation is all about. What's the best one for you, not what is the only one Tanya tells you to use. That's not how I work, and that's how I'm never going to be. I'm going to recommend a product over another, but I'll give you the reasons why I like it. And then you decide, is that what you need? So that's some information about Calendly. So hopefully that's helped you. Okay, so the next one on the agenda, and that's another beauty, was IFTTT. And what can I say? I love IFTTT. The reason I love IFTTT is because it's easy to use. I do have some people who say it's not as easy. Matt is somebody who prefers Zapier to IFTTT. And again, it comes down to what do you like best? I like recommending IFTTT because it's totally free. It has just as many, it has more zaps, it has more recipes than Zapier has zaps, I believe, because people go in and make them and then share them with you. It's a simple one-to-one. Zapier allows you to have multiple actions happen, and you can sometimes get yourself a little bit confused. IFTTT is simply I'm connecting my Facebook page to Twitter, and it's one link to another link. There's nothing else in between, and then you simply choose what has to go in there. That being said, choose the one that's right for you. There are times I use Zapier. Even though I'm only using the free product, I still have Zaps running in the background because that makes sense to use it. If you are somebody who prefers Zapier, use Zapier. If you are just getting started and you're not quite sure what all this business automation stuff is, or what happens if I do something wrong, start with IFTTT. That's my personal belief, but again, it's what's best for you. IFTTT is if this, then that. And it goes, if this happens, then do that. It's as simple as that. If I make a post on my timeline, share it on Twitter, and it does it for me. And I'm allowed to put in what I want to share. So it might be, see the latest post by Tanya, because it's from my timeline, see the latest post by Tanya Shipman, and I can put in hashtags and other triggers, the same way that you can in Zapier. It's down to your personal preferences. So I've done lots and lots of videos into the group about IFTTT. I have another product coming out shortly about IFTTT. I have free products also. It's available in the group. Have a look around and see what you can see. The next thing on the agenda was Zoom to Facebook Live. So I don't use Zoom, but part of what I said to you was challenge me with something so that I could find an answer for you. And you came up with Zoom to Facebook Live. So I'm going to just go into my screen and show you what I found about Zoom to Facebook Live. And again, it's about Googling and looking for the right answer for you. If you are not sure how to do something, do what I always do, which is simply Google, how do I do exactly what the question was? So I was asked, it was straight out Zoom to Facebook Live, and I did a search on that, and this is the result that I got. So this is quite a good little resource. It's put out by Zoom itself. It has a video that it's only a minute. It's not that very long to watch. It's 2 whole minutes long.
Stream your webinar live to Facebook or YouTube with Zoom. Multiple video participants can be...
So you can watch the video. You can see what happens. As you might see, you can see that I've got my video streaming on so that I can make the video faster so that you can get through it even quicker in half the time. It has a great overview. It has links to all the other options and tips for live streaming on Facebook and checking Facebook permissions. It's got prerequisites, things you have to have before you get started. And then it goes through. I'll share the link into the group so that you've got access to it. That's what finding things out is all about in terms of questions that are asked of you. If you can't be the expert for everything. I'm not the only expert on business automation. I'm not even the best expert possibly on automation. But the whole point of, oops, didn't like that link. Hang on, I'll just do that again. It did added something weird on the end. I posted that link into the group for you, as you can see. So this allows you to be able to go through and find your answers. And that's what you do when you're working with people. If you've got a client who asks you a question, there is nothing wrong in saying, not really sure, let me do a little bit of research. And that's what these Q&As are about. I know enough about Zoom to know how Zoom works. I know enough that it does go into Facebook Live. I know Patricia has used it. I know Chad Nicely has used it. What I have noticed from the people who do use Zoom, and the reason why I haven't bothered to look into it, is you can't see the results. You can't see chats or reactions or anything. You have to click over or have a tablet or a phone so that you can see any comments. When I'm doing my BeLive TV, I'm pretty much always looking pretty much close or straight at the camera, and then I can see comments on the right side, as I demonstrated earlier. The issue with Zoom is that you have to have another screen or another tablet, a phone or something so that you can see the comments. With BeLive TV, there is a limitation. I can't reply to comments. I'd have to do that into the group. So if Zoom is what you want to use it. Do your research, find out how to use Zoom, and play around in it. That's what business automation is all about. It's about finding what you need and finding out how it works and having a play around, and then coming back to the group and saying, I just tried to do Zoom and it didn't do this, or it didn't work with this. Same as if I have something that I want to have happen in BeLive TV and I'm trying to make it work and I can't find an answer, then I will go over into the BeLive group and ask them there. You are not the only person who has any problem that you have. That's you. I have to say this, you're not that unique. You are a very unique person, but your problems and the solutions that can help you are not unique. Somebody else has gone through that same issue somewhere or somehow. Or if you truly are the only person it ever does it to, you'll have a lot of people who've said, well, I've had one of those things happen to me, or I've tried this, or have you tried that? Use the power of social media, use the power of Facebook and Skype groups and Slack groups and Twitter and all the other places that you can ask questions in to find an answer to your problem. And let me know how Zoom to Facebook Live works for you. And then the final agenda item that I have is one that I'd never heard of before, API.ai. So I had to do some Google research. And I wasn't sure what there would be involved with it. I didn't know what it was at all. So I went and had a little bit of a Google. and found out Google had purchased it. So this is API.ai, and I'll just share my screen for you so that you can see what it's all about. And I think this is pretty cool. Thank you to whoever asked this question. I think from memory it was, let me quickly go over here. I think it was Matt asked about this. So this is API.ai, and I had a lovely read of this. I found out quite a bit of information, and it allows you to build bots that aren't awful to talk to. They bought this back in September. Google bought this back in September, and it's about using automation. So I've got to love it. I'm going to be doing some more research into it, but this allows you to this builds bots, and it allows you to use tools to keep yourself from continually reinventing the wheel. A lot of the automation that I show people how to do is so that you don't have to stay on that wheel. Get off the wheel and start finding out how to do things. So it's an interesting little thing. When you click on API.ai, what comes up now is a product called Dialogue Flow, and I'll just let it show up on the screen for you. And it's free. And you can also have an enterprise option. It's and it has a great overview of what it can do. So it's allowing you to build engaging voice and text-based conversational interfaces powered by an AI. Very powerful sounding. Looks really, really interesting. Uses machine learning. It's very interesting. So thank you, Matt, for asking about it. And if anybody is looking at developing something for themselves, or if you have an idea of what you'd like to do and don't know if it's worthwhile investing, you have a little bit of a play around in here to find out, is it worthwhile doing? Is your idea already invented? Is there something already doing what you want to do? So have a look at this this little product. I'll put, again, the posts into the group so that you've got them and you're aware of them. Just go back down to my post today and add in dialogue.flow, and I'll also put in the link about Google purchasing it. So thank you, Matt, for giving me something new to learn about, something that's very interesting. I want to find out more. It's fascinating. It's got lots of integrations. It's got plenty of places that you can go and find out more information, blog and Facebook. It's got all the normal social media. It tells you other people who are using it. It's very interesting little resource that I've found out from somebody asking a question. I will be learning more about it, and I may be doing more Facebook Lives about it. And that's what this is all about. If you're interested in me doing more Q&As, I need to have you comment back. I need you to say, this was great, I want more, or, well, if I hear crickets, then that gives me the idea that you don't want to know more about all the different ways that automations can help you. I need some affirmation and some confirmation that you want me to do this. So it's all over to you now. It's back to whether or not this will happen. It's up to you. Do you want me to do more of these, or was this a grand experiment that I had a lot of fun doing because I got to do a whole heap of play arounds and learn some new things and satisfied my curiosity and made sure that I knew what I was talking about before I came on. Had a play around with BeLive TV, had a play around with Zapier again, IFTTT, just so that I was sure that nothing had changed from what I had dealt with in the past. So I got something out of this. I don't know if you have. So I need to see your comments. I need to hear that you are interested in these Q&As. So let me know below in the comments. I'll be back in about 12 hours or so to do this all over again. And hopefully by then I will have some questions or some other things to talk about, or there might be some new things that you'd like me to raise in my Q&A. I am going to be available to you as always in the group. The Saturday sharing post will be going up shortly. A link to my membership page will be going into the group as well. You've got the links that I found in this during this Q&A, and let me know, has this been of value to you? I need to hear. Talk to you all in my next Q&A, which will be in about 12 hours, and then as always I'll be in the group. I'm Tanya Shipman from Simple Solutions Today in Business Automation 101. Thank you so much for watching this video and replay, and I hope to see you join in a live Facebook Live soon. See you all later. Bye.